Other People's Colleges. The Origins of American Higher Education Reform. By Ethan W. Riss. Published by the University of Chicago Press. Introduction. In recent years, higher education policy has been synonymous with higher education reform. A consensus unites business, government, foundations, and political sentiment from across the spectrum. American colleges and universities must change. To earn the right to survive, they must become more efficient, more accountable, and more useful to both students and society. We have been here before. In the early 20th century, a powerful cohort of elite reformers operating under the mantle of philanthropy worked in sync to transform American higher education. They called for sweeping changes in the sector and raised existential questions about its sustainability. And while they fell short of their goals, they left indelible marks on the sector. Because of these reformers, we can speak of an American system of higher education, and we can recognize core components of that system that they introduced: the community college, the flagship university, extension services, and much more. We can also recognize ideas that the reformers brought into the system: that higher education must be efficient and practical, that it must be accountable to the public interest expressed through government and foundations, that funding can be sought from sources other than students and alumni, and that colleges and universities exist within a self-evident status hierarchy that helps organize American society. But that's not all. We can also speak of infrastructure and ideas that emerged out of a broad resistance to the reformers. That resistance came from a coalition of academics, religious leaders, journalists, politicians, and advocates for marginalized communities, and from hundreds of low-status higher education institutions that felt threatened by top-down reform. They established protective interinstitutional associations and the accreditation process, and they preserved the universal liberal arts curriculum. They also enshrined ideas like academic freedom, institutional autonomy, and the distinctive openness of American higher education. The notion that any student can aspire to earn a bachelor's degree, and that any institution can aspire to elite status. In this book, I examine all of these effects and many more. I also offer an in-depth view of the people who led the charge for reform, the organizations they formed to pursue it, the people who opposed them, and the schools that served as the objects of both a fierce disputation and eventually a new consensus about the role of higher education in American society. The policies and initiatives I analyze here came from outside of the campus bubble. Many scholars have recognized that contestation has been a key shaper of educational institutions. Here, I argue emphatically for the importance of external contestation in the formative years of American higher education.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?